Hello, I'm Natalie Bray and I am the writer and star of Nutritiously Nicola, which is a new 7-part comedy series. It's on YouTube, short 10-minute episodes, and it's available to watch right now. So you should. Why wouldn't you? I had an eating disorder on and off sort of since the age of 13, and it would come, it would go, it would come back in slightly different forms, and I think Nutritiously Nicola is, I guess, the antidote to every woman that has ever had something like that, you know, episodes of disordered eating, maybe not the kind of hospitalized serious anorexia, which is what I think we associate with an eating disorder, but there are many other forms, and I think the amount of messages I had when we first put Nutritiously Nicola out there from some friends, some acquaintances, some people I didn't know, kind of going, oh my goodness, thank you for making this, because I've always felt like I couldn't really say anything because maybe I'm not thin enough or sick enough, and I think it's a big problem that pervades probably more than we think it does, and yeah, it's about the kind of murky in-between problem eating, which of course I think is somewhat exacerbated by clean eating, the rise of clean eating and wellness that you get on Instagram.
Talk me through then the kind of turning to comedy. What made you do that, and kind of how does it work, and what sort of reception have you got? Yeah,
so I approached the subject through comedy. I think mostly because I think you can get away with more with comedy. I think you can pose bigger questions, and I think you can take more risks, and it felt like, strangely, like a natural thing for me to do. I mean, I've always accidentally been funny, and then I think I kind of accepted that, do you know what, I can't resist throwing a gag in a script, and so it's partly that, but also yeah, I think when you're doing a drama, and any drama that I've seen that's dealt with the subject of eating disorders, there's always, I guess you need to be very realistic, right? And so, for example, you'll cast people who either have had to lose weight for the role or whatever, are very thin, and so I think there's a focus therefore on the aesthetic of an eating disorder, which I think can further alienate people that have an issue, whether it's full-blown, whether it's burgeoning, because maybe they don't look like that. Whereas we made a conscious decision in Nutritiously Nicola, because it's comedy, and it's quite a surreal comedy as well, you can be less literal, you know, there's more you can get away with. So we made a conscious decision to cast only actors who are a healthy weight, and therefore I think the story was able to focus more on the mental aspect of it, on the psychological aspect of eating disorders and recovery, rather than the focus on the body, which after all is the whole problem with these. It's an obsession with body, and I think when the subject is dealt with in TV and it focuses on the body, that if anything, I think it sort of maybe increases the problem, maybe. And
taking it back to you personally, how did comedy and doing this help you with your problem?
I mean, it did, but I would never say that this has been, you know, I got professional help, and I would certainly say to anyone that's struggling, seek professional help. Don't write a comedy series about an eating disorder. Yes, I mean, it might help. I mean, go for it, but, you know, just don't steal my ideas. No, I'm joking. Seek professional help, which is what I did. But it did help. Do you know what? Because it got it out in the open. I think that was the main thing it did for me. It wasn't so much making jokes, it was it sort of forced me to be honest with people, with my family, with my friends, and I never had been, which has been mixed feelings, you know, because I think the way eating disorders flourish is because they're secret and we don't like to talk about them, you know. They're very taboo, and that's still hard to talk about it, even though I'm doing that now. It's hard, but I think at the end of the day I can see the greater benefit of talking about it.